What if the most powerful creative force in your life wasn't your ambition, your hard work, or even your prayers? What if it was your complaints? What if every casual sigh, every worried whisper was actually a clear blueprint being sent to a universe that only knows how to say yes? By the end of this video, you will hold the 3 sacred phrases that function as the master keys to creation. You will understand how to stop accidentally using your divine power to build a life of lack. And you will learn to consciously speak your desired world into being, one gentle, intentional word at a time. Stay with me, and you will remember the language you were born to speak. The central spiritual principle we are exploring today is one of the most direct and unforgiving laws in the universe. The law of the spoken word. This is not a metaphor, it is a divine mechanic. The great spiritual teacher, Florence Scovel Shinn, stated it with perfect clarity when she taught that your word is your wand. Every word you speak is imbued with a creative magical power. The question is not whether you are using your wand, but what spells you have been casting over your own life. Your voice is the bridge between the invisible realm of infinite possibility and the visible world of your physical experience. Every sentence you utter, every word you repeat in the quiet of your own mind, is a command given to the most faithful and powerful servant in existence, your own subconscious mind. This deep inner self does not argue, it does not judge, and it does not question your worthiness. It simply accepts as truth whatever you consistently feel and declare to be true. And once it accepts a truth, it moves all of creation, rearranges circumstance, and influences the world around you to bring that truth into solid form. Now listen closely, beloved, for this is where the wires get crossed. This is where sacred power becomes a source of pain. I know that quiet, weary voice that lives inside of you. It's that cold feeling in your stomach when you open your banking app, bracing for the number. It's the silent, frantic calculation in the grocery store aisle as you decide what you can afford and what you must put back. It's the hollow ache of disappointment when another opportunity passes you by. It's the familiar story you tell yourself, the one that concludes with a heavy sigh. I'm just not one of the lucky ones. That voice, that internal monologue of quiet defeat, that is the blueprint you have been handing to your faithful servant. Those words are the spells you have been casting. You have been speaking a fluent and consistent language of limitation, and the universe, in its perfect impersonal love, has been honoring every single one of your declarations. It cannot interpret the longing behind your words. It does not register the hope buried beneath your fear. It executes the command, not the subtext. When you stand in your kitchen and say, "I am so exhausted," the universe does not hear the subtext, "I am in deep need of rest and support." It hears a clear, concise order, "I am exhausted," and it responds with perfect obedience. Yes, your order for more exhaustion is being prepared. When you tell a friend, "I'm always broke before payday," you believe you are simply describing a fact. But in the language of creation, there is no such thing as a neutral description. There is only declaration. The universe hears a decree, an identity you are claiming, "I am broke," and the subconscious mind, that loyal servant, immediately gets to work arranging the subtle details of your reality to ensure that your world perfectly matches the words you have spoken. And here is the truth that will set you free. This is not a punishment. It is not a cosmic test. This law isn't moved by deserving or by how hard you've worked. It is moved only by the clarity and the consistency of the instructions you repeat. The profound truth is this: you have been a powerful creator your entire life. You have never once failed at this. You have been succeeding with breathtaking precision at creating a life that perfectly reflects your most dominant words and beliefs. The power has been in your mouth this whole time, and today you are not learning a new power. You are simply remembering how to aim it. You are remembering the native tongue of your soul, the language of miracles, and it begins with 3 sacred phrases. Let us now speak of the first and most foundational of these phrases. It is the very name of creation, the declaration of divine identity, and the most potent command you will ever speak. The first phrase is I am. These 2 words are the engine of reality. They are a direct line to the heart of divine substance. Whatever words you attach to, I am, become the living mold into which your life experience is poured. When you say I am, you are not merely expressing a temporary feeling. You are making a statement of being. You are issuing a decree from the throne of your own consciousness. For years, perhaps for a lifetime, you have unconsciously used this sacred name to define yourself by your limitations. I am struggling. I am not confident. I am overwhelmed. With each utterance, you have taken the divine power of I am and used it to reinforce the very walls of the prison you wish to escape. But today, that pattern is broken. Today you reclaim this holy name and begin using it as the divine tool. It was always meant to be a tool for building your heaven on earth. Here is your first sacred task. It is simple and it is potent. For the next 24 hours, your goal is simply to catch and flip this phrase 3 times. Just 3. Become a loving guardian of your words. And if you can notice yourself saying, I am followed by a limitation just 3 times and gently rephrase it, that is a profound victory. Instead of catching yourself saying, I am so tired, you will lovingly correct it to, I am restoring my divine energy. Instead of the familiar refrain, I am broke, you will speak from a higher reality. I am a steward of divine wealth, and my supply is infinite. Instead of I am always anxious about this, you will affirm with quiet power, I am divinely peaceful, and all is well in my world. I know that at first this may feel awkward. It may feel like you are lying to yourself. That feeling is simply the resistance of the old pattern. Remember, every language feels strange until you become fluent. You are unlearning the heavy dialect of human struggle and relearning the light, effortless language of your spirit. Be patient, be gentle with yourself. The universe has infinite grace for a soul who is sincerely trying to speak the language of truth. Now we come to the second sacred phrase. This is how you begin to anchor your new reality in the world that already exists. This is how you provide your own subconscious mind with the evidence it needs to believe in your new story. The second phrase is I have. This is more than a simple gratitude practice, though gratitude is its beautiful result. This is a sacred act of spiritual accounting. You must understand the subconscious mind does not learn from hope. It learns from evidence. Every time you declare a truth of what you have, no matter how small, you are submitting evidence for a new trial. You are building a case for your own abundance. You are retraining your inner vision to see the wealth that is so that it can call forth the wealth that is to come. This is not positive thinking. It is spiritual law in action, but listen closely, beloved, for here is the subtle error that can render this practice powerless. You cannot fake this. You cannot stand in an apartment that feels empty and declare, I have abundant love, while your heart is aching with loneliness. Your subconscious mind is a perfect emotional polygraph. It knows when your words and your feelings are in dissonance. To speak a word without the corresponding feeling is like trying to plant a seed with no soil. It has nothing to take root in. So you must begin where you are. Start small. Feel one true thing fully. Find one thing, just one small thing that you genuinely have and can feel a flicker of appreciation for in this very moment. It might be as simple as I have a comfortable bed to sleep in tonight. It might be, I have this one memory that makes me smile. It might be, I have the ability to take a deep cleansing breath. Feel the simple, quiet, undeniable truth of it. Allow the feeling of having that one good thing to settle in your body. This is how you build your I have muscle. When you do this, you are sending a powerful, coherent signal to your subconscious mind. This feeling of having, of security, of comfort. This is the state I am choosing. Bring me more circumstances that match this feeling. From that small, solid foundation, you can then gently expand your sacred inventory. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my kitchen. These are no longer just empty words. They are cosmic orders for more stability and more nourishment. You are consciously training your mind to scan for evidence of good, and whatever your mind consistently seeks, it will always find more of. This brings us to our third and final sacred phrase. This is where you take back your power from the world of conditions and circumstances. This is where you cease to be a character reacting to the plot of your life, and remember that you are its divine author. The third phrase is I choose. For so long, you may have lived under the hypnotism of helplessness, believing you are at the mercy of your boss, your finances, or your past. The language of this hypnosis sounds like I have no choice, or this just keeps happening to me. These are the phrases of a spiritual prisoner, and they voluntarily hand your God-given power over to the shadows of the outer world. The phrase I choose is the key that unlocks the cell door from the inside. It is the declaration of your spiritual sovereignty. I once worked with a woman who felt deeply trapped in a job that was dimming her light. For months, she spoke only of the prison of it, the difficult boss, the endless spreadsheets. Then, one day, she decided to use this sacred phrase. She began to declare every morning, I choose to see this job as the sacred financier of my true calling. Within weeks, her energy shifted. She began to see her boss not as a tyrant, but as a teacher of patience. She saw her salary not as a chain, but as the seed money for her dream. And within 3 months, an opportunity she could have never predicted appeared. And she was set free, not because the world changed, but because she first chose to change her world. This is the power you hold. Instead of this terrible situation is ruining everything, your empowered spirit can say, I choose to find the hidden blessing in this challenge, instead of, I'm stuck. Your awakened mind can declare, I choose to believe my perfect path is seeking me now. The universe loves to collaborate with a co-creator who takes radical responsibility. When you use the words I choose, you are signaling to the divine that you are no longer a passive bystander waiting to be rescued. You are an active, conscious partner in the creation of your life. Now, here is the secret element that amplifies these 3 phrases. The secret is the sacred alchemy of genuine emotion and perfect timing. The ancient mystics taught that the veil between the worlds is thinnest in the sacred moments just before you fall asleep and just as you are waking up. Let that image breathe for a moment. In these quiet hours, your conscious mind, the great gatekeeper of your doubts, is at rest. In our modern world, you might think of this as a kind of low-latency mode for your soul, a direct connection to the creative subconscious where your orders are received without delay or interference. As you lie in bed tonight, release the habit of replaying the day's worries. Instead, use these precious moments to whisper your new truths. Feel them as you speak them. I am peaceful. I have everything I need for this moment. I choose to awaken tomorrow feeling refreshed and inspired. Marry these words with a genuine feeling, not a loud, forced enthusiasm, but a quiet, real appreciation, a gentle sense of hope. When you do this, you are actively programming your future into the very fabric of your being. Now, a word of encouragement for the journey. When you first begin this work, do not be surprised if your mind rebels. It will show you all the evidence of your old story. It will remind you of past failures. It will whisper that this is foolish and it will not work. Listen to me now. This is not a sign of failure. It is the death rattle of the old belief system. It is the static of a dying radio station. Your only job is to remain still and keep broadcasting the new frequency. The old noise will fade, not because you fight it, but because you cease to give it your attention. So here is your sacred practice. For the next 7 days, I want you to hold these 3 phrases in your heart. Write them on a small card. I am, I have, I choose. Keep this card where you will see it constantly. By your kettle, tucked into your phone case, on your bathroom mirror. Let it be a physical anchor for your new awareness. Every time you catch yourself speaking the old tired language of limitation, pause, take a loving breath, and gently, without judgment, translate it into the new powerful language of your spirit. The law is not activated by your perfect faith. It is activated by your participation. Approach it like a sacred experiment. Be the gentle scientist of your own soul. Your only data will be the quiet shifts in your own spirit. The worst thing that can happen is that you will cultivate a more peaceful and loving relationship with yourself. The best thing that can happen is that you will discover you've had an open, direct line to the heart of creation this entire time. So I ask you, beloved, are you ready? Are you ready to stop accidentally asking for the very things you do not want and start consciously calling forth the life that has been waiting for you? The universe is listening. Your subconscious mind is ready, pen, waiting for its next set of instructions. What new blueprint will you give it today? The power is, and always has been, in your own mouth. You are not broken. You are not flawed. You are simply remembering. Go to the space below this video and make your choice known. Let this be your first powerful conscious decree. Declare to yourself and to the universe, I now speak the language of miracles. And after you have made your declaration, I invite you to return here in a day or a week and share one small shift you have noticed. Share one moment you caught and flipped a phrase or one small synchronicity that appeared in your path. Your testimony will become a beacon for others. The old story is finished. The pen is in your hand. The ink is your voice. Now speak.